Yo, what's up and welcome back to the channel. It's Ant, and today we're going to be doing another challenge on Pokemon Fire Red, attempting to beat the game only using a team inspired from another anime, and that anime we have our team inspired around is One Piece. Also, real quick, if you're enjoying the content, remember to leave a like and comment on the video, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to also hit that subscribe button. I'd love for you to stick around, and with that all said, let's get into the rules of the run. Now, for the rules of the run, they're pretty simple. We can only use the first 6 Pokemon from between generations 1 to 3 that we feel each have resemblance to the first 6 corresponding crew members of the Strawhat Pirates, a protagonist crew of the One Piece anime. We also can't use any items in battle. So we picked Charmander as our starter due to playing Fire Red and nickname him as Luffy. As our rival, who we named Verde, meaning green in Spanish, picked Squirtle. We then saved the game and Pokéhex our Charmander into Pikachu. I know that Pikachu doesn't really have any resemblance to Luffy too, and that Apom or Mankey would have been a better choice, but because it was the art of Luffy crossed with the Pikachu that originally inspired the challenge, I felt it was only fair to stick with that Pokemon. So we get into our first battle with our rival, Luffy beating Spanish Green Squirtle pretty easily due to its type advantage before heading up into Viridian City, collecting Oak's parcel and returning it in exchange for the Pokédex. Once again, then heading back into Viridian, but this time for our second rival fight, where despite having a type advantage over both opponents, we actually lose. But this was nothing to give up over, as I soon returned after levelling up a little more, defeating Verde or Verdi, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that word, but we defeated him though and then headed for Pewter City, entering Viridian Forest where we train and also catch our first team member of the run, a level 4 Caterpie that we then go and Pokéhex into a Cypher, giving him the nickname Zoro before training a little more and then going to challenge Brock's gym. The trainer in Brock's gym was difficult because both our Zoro and Luffy only had normal type attacks, but still done pretty minuscule damage even after lowering our opponent's defense by multiple stages. If we were struggling here, I could only imagine the difficulty overcoming Brock would be. So after losing, I decided to go back and train and get my level up so I can learn Cypher the move Pursuit before returning for a rematch. This time too we were successful, and then we went on to challenge Brock in attempt of winning our first gym badge. It was all going well too, but we just couldn't overcome Onyx despite trying multiple strategies over numerous rematches, until finally we got a stroke of luck and actually overcame him, earning us the Boulder badge. I then caught a Pidgey that was Pokéhexed into a Meowth and nicknamed as Nami, a reference to how she's titled as a cat burglar many times throughout the early show, training up a little more and then taking on Mount Moon. On the other side of the cave, we spoke to a man who taught our Luffy Gomu Gomu Mega Punch and then entered the Cerulean City gym, attempting to take on Misty with our type advantage starter. But our plan was immediately turned upside down though, Luffy fainting as a constantly recovering Staryu also overcame Zoro and Nami. So the gym wasn't the first best option, and then with that in mind we headed for our next rival fight and the Nugget Bridge. Luffy taking down Pidgeotto as Zoro defeated the rest of Spanish Green's team before taking on Nugget Bridge and then heading for Bill's home to receive a ticket for the SS Anne. With that all accomplished, we level up quite a bit from the trainers on the route and decided it was time to take back on this second gym. The extra levels proved to definitely come in handy as Luffy defeated Staryu and Zoro in a very tight encounter managed to just about overcome Starmie, earning us a Cascade badge. And now with the second gym defeated, we was allowed to pick up our 4th recruit that we found on the way down to Vermilion City. So I caught the Oddish and I changed his name to Usopp, whilst also changing him to a Nuzleaf. I like the fact that Usopp and Nuzleaf both have a similar long and pointy nose, so that was my reasoning for the choice. As we'd finally arrive in Vermilion City and board the SS Anne, battling the trainers on board before reaching our rival, who didn't put up too much of a fight, Luffy even killing his Raticate due to them getting beaten that badly, helping the seasick captain and obtaining HMO1 which was cut, which was taught to Nami, allowing us access into the 3rd gym to battle with Lieutenant Surge. I worried quite a bit during this fight as we both fell down to one Pokemon each, literally mirroring to the Electric Shock Showdown Indigo League episode with Pikachu just about defeating his stronger form Raichu with a quick attack, which placed us victorious to receive the Thunder Badge. With the third gym now defeated, we go catch a Diglett and name it Sanji before switching it to Hitmonlee, the kicking Pokemon. Sadly, he might not be able to make us feel like One Piece Sanji, but he can release some devastating kicks. As a team collected and taught Flash to Nami before heading for Rock Tunnel. Now I'm not sure why, but I was feeling overly confident for some reason and decided to take on Rock Tunnel without using Flash. I remember vaguely doing it once on the GBC when the cave was complete darkness, so why not try it again? And to my surprise, it was a lot easier and rememberable than I expected, actually making it through without needing the hidden move, beating Rock Tunnel and passing through Lavender before arriving at Celadon City, then entering the Team Rocket hideout where we battle the man who will forever remind you that no matter how badly you screw up that one job, you will never outdo him, as we win the battle and pick up the lift key shortly after getting into a battle with Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket. Sanji and Zoro in this fight both teamed up very nicely and took down his Pokemon, which helped us receive the Slip Scope, now heading back to Lavender for the Pokemon Tower. In the tower, we get into our next rival fight with Spanish Green, who coincidentally no longer has Eradicate that Luffy possibly killed on the SS Anne, so could it be true? Who knows? Either way, we win the battle and help Cubone's mother and Mr. Fuji to receive the Pokeflute. Then going back to Celadon and battling with Erica using our Zoro's flying type attack to our advantage, defeating a team and earning the Rainbow Badge, before then waking up and moving Snorlax to open and take the cycling route down into Fuchsia City. Knowing the difficulty, or at least knowing my difficult experiences with the 5th gym, I decided to stall Koga and go for the Safari Zone to collect the Gold Teeth and HMO3 for Surf, immediately swapping our Gold Teeth for HMO4 for Strength straight after 2. We also caught a new addition to our team, which we changed to a Stantler, the reindeer Pokemon, to represent Tony Chopper. As expected though, Koga defeated us. I do rate him as the hardest gym leader in the game, but as expected though, he does defeat us, so I decided to skip a little ahead in the game and go to Slipco in Saffron City to try and train up and get some more experience against the Team Rocket members that had invaded inside. Whilst in there too, we come face to face with our rival once again, Luffy taking out both Pidgeot and Growlithe, while Zoro manages to take out the rest, suddenly being gifted with a Lapras by an employee for attempting to save the company, which we nickname as Mary, reference to the Going Mary, which is a Straw Hat Pirate's ship name in the anime, as we will be using this Lapras only as our boat. Eventually though, we do finally arrive to the top floor of the company, getting into our second battle with Team Rocket's leader Giovanni. Giovanni's team weren't so easily overpowered by ours this time, Chopper though coming to the rescue at least and saving our team from a defeat by taking down the Kangaskhan while being our last remaining Pokemon. I then decided to take back on Koga with my now even stronger team, meeting an even worse fate than my previous attempt at a lower level. We also respawn back at Saffron City, so whilst we're here we take on the dojo and also Sabrina, despite this being the 6th gym. Coming here was actually a good idea though, because we had way more luck and success in this fight. We defeated the team more easily than our attempts with Koga and earned ourselves the Marsh Badge. With that battle won, we was now even stronger again, so surely it would be possible to beat Koga this time right. Unfortunately it was, our team overcoming Koga's strong Pokemon and finally earning ourselves the Soul Badge. Through this entire run, I never used HMO2 once, so basically we got Lapras out the PC and then had to run back to PLATEAU, where we'd surf on the Going Mary into Cinnabar Island, we'd go get the secret key in the mansion, then enter the gym, and in this gym we'd get into battle with Blaine, the gym leader. Blaine's Pokemon put up quite a good fight, so it was a difficult battle, and our first attempt resulted in a loss, but then we returned, and this time we had some better luck, Zoro being one of the main guys of the fight, despite having a weakness to the fire types, and Sanji surviving a fire blast before returning with a strong high jump kick and earning us the Volcano Badge. Once leaving the gym we meet up with Bill, who takes us to the Sevi Islands as we go rescue a girl called Lestelle from a hypno that we go and catch and actually named Django. And then we head back to Viridian City because the gym is now open, training up our Pokemon against some of the people inside before getting into battle with Giovanni, the man who is also the 8th gym leader. Something I was very happy about with this fight is that Sanji had some very good attacks that were super effective against a lot of the team, taking down his Pokemon one by one pretty easily without taking too much damage ourselves, before finally ending the fight with an aerial ace from Zoro and earning ourselves the Earth badge. This means now we can go take on the Elite Four, but on the way there we bump into Verdi, or Spanish Green as we like to call him, getting into another battle. Sanji and Zoro being the two main people in the fight that took out the rivals Pokemon. With just around 2 HP left, Sanji defeated Blastoise. So then we headed for the Pokemon League, having to take on Victory Road where we battle some of the trainers inside. It was a bit difficult though, as we had to leave Chopper in the PC to get over the water rings. With the Going Mary we can't use it for battling, as we got left round with our Going Mary as the last Pokemon and was taken down. So we returned and we got into a rematch and we actually beat him this time, making it through Victory Road and then entering the Indigo Plateau. I went and got Chopper out of the PC and I went back into Victory Road to do some extra training with Chopper as well, leveling up the team quite a bit before entering the Indigo League and actually taking on the first member of the Elite Four. It was going well too. We was using Luffy and we was using Sanji to our advantage against their Ice type Pokemon. And that was it. We beaten Lorelei, and then it was against Bruno. Now Bruno for me has always been the easiest member of the Elite Four, but in this run I'd extremely underestimated him. I thought I'd just be using Sanji and Zoro to defeat his rock and fighting type Pokemon, but that wasn't the case. His Machamp completely overpowering our team. So he wasn't strong enough. We went back into Victory Road to do some extra training before suffering the same fate again. And we done some more training again, and this time we didn't even reach Machamp. And the second time we didn't reach Machamp. And then we didn't even reach Bruno. And then we reached Machamp and suffered the same fate again. In between all these fights we was going and training up our Pokemon as well. But for once, we finally took down Machamp, and with that done, we knew Hitmonlee's got some pretty bad defense, so we one-shotted him. And now it was time for Agatha, using Chopper to our advantage with his psychic attack. We even used the rest of our team as well and got pretty far into it, but some unluckiness come with our fight as well and we kept getting poisoned. And suddenly the fight got turned upside down, going so well but falling to Gengar. We made it back to Agatha though, having no problems with Bruno or Lorelei before, and now taking on the rest of her Pokemon and defeating Gengar this time. Next up now was Lance, possibly the trainer who I consider to be the toughest in the Pokemon League. Luffy taking down the Gyarados whilst Zoro takes down the Dragonair. A very lucky high jump kick from Sanji managed to overpower his outraging Dragonite. I think it was because of a critical hit that he fainted, I'm not sure. But then we managed to also take down Aerodactyl after surviving a strong Hyper Beam. If Sanji never made it through that Hyper Beam, we probably would have lost the fight. So Lance was defeated and we find out that Verdi is the champion, reviving up all our Pokemon before entering the battle. So this was it, the final battle of the run. We had to defeat Verdi, or Spanish Green, to complete the challenge. As I thought was about to take down Pidgeot, he quickly switched to Rhydon, but I switched to Nami so Nami could take the hit and none of my other Pokemon that were actually meaningful to the fight could get damaged. Sanji then come in and took down Rhydon. As Pidgeot come back out, I switched back to Luffy and we took down Pidgeot too. Zoro come in and took advantage of Alakazam's weak defense and took him down, and a high jump kick from Sanji took down Arcanine. Executor was next and he fell to an aerial ace whilst we tried to take down Blastoise using a Thunderbolt. The damage didn't do too well and Luffy fainted to a Hydro Pump. Sanji comes in then with a high jump kick, leaving Blastoise in very weak health as the champion then restores all its HP. We then use high jump kick again and then again one last time just to finish off the remainder of Blastoise's HP, winning the fight, therefore making the challenge successful. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed. I know not everybody might be a One Piece fan here, but having recently got into the series very heavily during quarantine, I've had a lot of fun with this run. Of course it wasn't the hardest challenge I could have attempted either, but depending on how well this video does, I might make more challenges with different anime inspired teams. If you've enjoyed, make sure you smack that like button, leave me a comment, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe. I'd love for you to stick around honestly. A playlist will also come up to the top of the screen around about now with all my other Pokemon challenge runs if you want to check them out. There's some cool videos in there, and with all that said, it's been Ant and I'll see you all again soon.